We should be. I don't know. Okay, 3 people are watching. Okay.
Okay.
So we have 1 secret admirer. Okay, good. Right. Someone say something.
Will we introduce? Well, no. You
Oh,
don't
no,
have to.
sorry. Oh, okay. I need to introduce you. I'm like.
I was about to say, well, we.
Okay, new people are joining.
Hmm.
Can you see the comments and stuff?
Yeah.
I can't really see any comments.
No, I don't see comments.
Okay, let me type something. Okay. Hey,
Okay.
Lena. Hello.
Oh,
Okay,
hi, Lena.
How is everyone? This is Joseph. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's amazing.
Thank you.
Joseph Moon. I'll add him in my description after this live. So we're going to be talking about spiritual topics, and we have a few questions ready. If you want to ask as many questions about spirituality, general advice, then please do. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you guys. So we'll just get started when you're ready.
Yeah. What do you?
It's going to be a very chill topic.
Yeah, because we are feeling like it's well needed right now. I love these types of videos anyway, like where people just have a nice discussion.
Yeah, especially after the retrograde, we're all like, we've all been in a very dark place, you know, and now we're just like coming out like, hey, yeah, refreshed.
I have been off YouTube for a little while, but now I'm ready to come back. So this is the first video I've made since I don't know when, but I'm ready.
Yeah. That's great. And you're posting as well on your channel, aren't you? Like today?
So, I think on Saturday. I'm going to post it on Saturday. I feel like.
Okay, Saturday, yeah. So everyone go check out his video on Saturday. I'm sure it's a great video. So someone asked, how can you tell the difference between ego and intuition? Which I think is a very good question.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to start?
You can start if you want.
Okay. For me, it's really difficult for me because I am someone who kind of lives in the moment. So when I feel my emotion, I kind of just let my emotions come out. So I do let my anger come out. I do let I just let my emotions kind of flow. And I think that's what you need to do, because if you're afraid of your ego, then you can never really question it, because you know what I mean? You need to have like an experience where you realize that it was out of order, or you were acting from your ego to kind of understand it. Because then what I've learned now is, like, when I have like a experience where I get angry or something, I can come back and sit in my thoughts and just figure out why. Like, I ask myself questions and I go back and back until I get to the point where I understand why the ego stepped in and my soul kind of didn't. And then I realize whenever I have a situation like that happen again, I've either been able to deal with it in a different way or just completely changed it and it didn't affect me. Like, because I just literally, I live in the moment, and I get in, sometimes I do get in arguments, and sometimes I'm just really upset, and I feel like
I think feelings are normal though. I feel like that's part of the experience. You have to just go with the flow. But yeah, with your intuition though, I feel like intuition for me comes naturally, because like the ego operates from fears. So if you're like really scared about something, you're like, oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? That's not your intuition. So your intuition is more like a calm feeling, and you don't have to question it. It just like comes in the moment, you know, and you don't have to overthink it.
That is like spot on though, because your intuition is not, it's not hard, it's not difficult, it's so easy. It's just
exactly. Everyone's like, how do I follow my intuition? It's like, it just comes naturally, you know.
People don't realize that they're following their intuition all the time, and I see it, and they just don't see it. It's kind of it's frustrating sometimes. I'm like, you're doing it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, everyone's like, you know, am I following my intuition? Well, sometimes you're not really aware of it, but over time, you do actually pay more attention. You're like, oh no, that's my intuition, you know. But yeah, usually like when you get a bad feeling around someone, that's like your intuition telling you like something's up. You know, it's like listen to your feelings as well.
Yeah.
That's important.
What was I gonna say? So, what I want to ask you, because I find this really interesting. What do you do for? Because one of my, it was Lena actually. She had asked me like about what do you do? Like, what is your daily kind of routine, like a spiritual routine, something that you
That's
do
a really good
every day?
question.
Because I feel like everybody needs that right now, because we need something to keep ourselves kind of sane and like making sure that we're constantly keeping our vibration up, because it's really hard at the minute, and I know a lot of people are struggling.
Yeah, exactly. So my daily routine is I have like a self-love routine. So I feel like self-love is really important. So like every day I write down 3 things I love about myself, 3 things I'm grateful for, and that automatically raises your vibration. Because when we think about what's lacking in our life, we don't really you know, raise our vibration because we're focusing on the negatives. But when you're positive, then you'll start to, you know, change your lights and just look at everything and just think, you know, I'm grateful, I'm in this place, you know, I don't need more money or like a big car or anything, like I'm happy. But with the spiritual stuff, I do meditate a lot. Like I never used to do it, but every single day, at least for 10 minutes, I just like close my eyes and just reflect and try and communicate with my angels. Play some like angel healing music on YouTube. So
that's my favorite thing to do.
oh really?
It's so weird.
Calming. As soon as like you press it, it's just like oh.
It's so weird because you literally do the same, you do the exact same thing as me. In the morning, I literally take 3 breaths, and then I usually, what I will do straight away is like, I'll set an intention. So I'll say out loud, I'll be like, today is going to be whatever. And then I just, whatever I want the day to be, I just speak it out loud. And that's how I set kind of the tone for the day. And I shared this a few times. Like I literally, my shower routine is literally like, I literally go up through the chakras in my head as if I'm washing them and cleansing them. And at the end, I switch the water to cold, and I literally imagine myself switching into kind of a different timeline, where the more positive timeline. And a lot of the time I notice really strange things. And you had sent me a thing about questions and stuff that someone sent about time traveling. And that's a little thing that I always do, and I feel like it works. I don't know if it works.
That's so cool.
But
I've never tried that before.
Yeah. And I literally, like, you can be so creative with things. Like, you don't need to journal. People think like there's a routine that we have to follow, like with spirituality. With me, I don't really always have time to sit down and journal. So sometimes I just literally, well, no, I do this every day now, but at the start I would, like, with my finger on the steam in the shower, I would write what I'm grateful for and then just rub it off. Like, so stuff like that. It's just, all it is, it's about using your consciousness. And when you're in it, that's how you really feel it. So with me, with what I do, it's similar to you, but I try and now sometimes do it in the way that's easier for me, and it's not like I have to make everything so, you know what I mean? So like today I'm going to do this, and this. It kind of now has become more natural, and I think that's what people need to realize. It's like it shouldn't be stressful. It should be really enjoyable, because
exactly, that's really good.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, we're going to save this video, so don't worry. Someone asked, can you save this video? So someone asked, how do you know if you're going through a spiritual awakening? There's a lot of signs with this one. So everyone has different experiences, but for me, I automatically, like, I feel like a lot lighter in my energy. Like someone just like woke me up, and I start to feel a little bit like shivery. I sometimes get ringing in my ears. It really does depend on like the type of awakening, but you know, some are intense, some are not intense. But usually if you feel like you're different and you're just questioning everything, you just look at everything from a different perspective, that's you going through an awakening. And sometimes your eating habits can change, your sleeping habits. Like you'll just feel really weird, like something just like abnormal, you know? It's kind of like going through depression, but you're not in depression. You're like feeling, I don't know, more enlightened in a way.
I love that, what you just said. It's like you're going through depression, but it's not depression. And when I'm going through, like, also we go through multiple spiritual awakenings. I feel like people sometimes think like it's once off and that's it. but it's constant. Like there's different layers that keep needing to be pulled back. But I love what you said there about like people think there's something wrong with you and they're like, are you okay? You look really down. And I don't know how to, sometimes I'm like, it's a spiritual thing, but I can never say that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going
really
through.
hard to explain.
Yeah, it's like I'm going through something, but I can't explain it, but I know it's something better. I just need to wait for it to happen. But
some of them are quite scary. So if you guys are going through like soul awakenings, you'll feel like energies inside of you and you'll feel really, really weird. And no one can like understand unless if they've been in that situation. So I feel like just trust the process when you're going through that, right? I feel like that's a good advice. It's just to have faith while you're going through it.
And it's really different for everybody. Like, for example, the spiritual awakenings I've had before were all very, very dark. And I think we kind of had similar things where, didn't you tell me before you had a near-death experience that kind of woke you as well? Yeah.
In February, I had a near-death experience.
And I had similar as well. So I think that has a part to play in it with some people. I think that's common with a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be that way. It's different for everyone. And a lot of before it was always very dark, and now it's starting to be a little bit different. Like what you were saying with the ringing in the ears, that's getting really, sometimes it's like deafening. Like it's not, I had someone tell me, oh, that's tetanus, or what's that called? It's like a...
Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's something different. It's not
different,
like that.
because it's like literally as if I am hearing a frequency that's making me like almost deaf sometimes. And a lot for me now, it's becoming more physical. Are you feeling the same? Like I spoke to you about that.
Definitely.
That pain. Yeah.
Like when I went through my recent awakening, I couldn't touch meat and I couldn't eat like junk food. Like I just had a completely different like eating habit, and it was just really weird. So your body kind of rejects food as well sometimes. It's
actually, with everything that's happening in the consciousness of the planet, the vibration raising, I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed this, but maybe a lot of people will resonate with this. I feel like the more food, I can't eat as much food anymore. I have to eat really light, and I have to eat less dense foods. If you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Like we're moving into a higher consciousness as a collective. So it's like, I feel like a lot of those heavy, fatty foods, like greasy foods, are harder to digest. I've noticed it with people as well. Like people that used to eat that way are not eating like that. It's kind of interesting as well. There's a lot of changes with everybody really happening, I think.
Yeah, definitely a lot of changes. But someone asked, does a spiritual awakening ever physically hurt? Like, do you get headaches and such? I don't know. What is it like for you? For me, I think I get some headaches, but it's not like anything that hurts, you know?
I never really get headaches, but sometimes the ringing in my ear can almost feel like my eardrum is about to bust, but it doesn't last. It literally lasts for like a second, and the ringing kind of keeps going. But I spoke to you about that pain just before we were speaking before, and because I was away for so long, because I was trying to do a little bit of work on my solar plexus just to bring up my confidence and just kind of get me more into my masculine energy, because I have a little bit of wounding in the masculine that I need to work through. So I've been doing that a lot lately. And I was trying to work on my solar plexus. So I was sitting over in my sister's house, and I was speaking to you about this, and the pain, it was like there was a bubble of energy like stuck here, almost like when you're drinking water and you know when you swallow water the wrong way, like, and it's like stuck. It's kind of like, it was like that feeling, but like massive. And
I get what you mean.
my family were like sitting around me, and I was just kind of freaking out because I thought I was dying, but it wasn't that painful. It just was really abnormal. I was like, this is the weirdest thing. So I went to lay down, and I literally just sat with it, and I went within, and I said, intuitively, I was like, I need to release this. There's energy. I knew straight away then that there was energy blocked, and I kind of just tilted my head back, and I literally felt something come, like releasing something toxic. I don't know. I still don't really understand what it was, Because I think when you go through that kind of stuff, you forget what you were trying to fix in the first place. Do you know what I mean? And then your life just kind of changes without you really thinking about it. But yeah.
And spiritual awakenings is kind of like an ongoing process. So if you go through one, you're probably going to go through another one, and it all kind of just adds up. It's like a chain of events. It's not like one awakening and that's it. It's like the big awakening happens, then you get little changes and you keep changing. My recent awakening was actually really weird. I think I told you about like the angel awakening. Like I felt like a energy inside like my heart chakra space, and it was just kind of like not really heating up. It kind of felt like it was expanding in a way. I felt like I was going through some like major changes internally with like my heart awakening and stuff, like opening up the connection with my angels.
I can literally I feel warm here as you're talking about that. I was like, oh.
Literally, I feel like no one will believe it if I said that, but it literally felt like heating up around here. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then after that, like I realized that my clairaudience started to improve. So I was actually like hearing my angels like instantly. I didn't need cards or anything. And it was just so weird, but it was kind of cool. But yeah, everyone's different, I guess, with their own spiritual journey, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like that's the amazing thing about it. There's no real rules for it. It's not like a religion. It's your thing and no one else will understand. That's what I love about it. It's like there's no real way to tell people how to be spiritual because it's different for everyone. And honestly, I believe like people go down try out different things like darker energies, and I do think that exists and they work with that, but it's not to say that they're bad people. They grow from that and they learn, oh, that's not, well, hopefully a lot of them grow, but I truly do believe that you can spiritually like ascend and you can spiritually descend. Like you can't, honestly, I believe that. I believe that like if you think about the occult and stuff like that, that's descending. Do you know what I mean? But it's still it's still spirituality, if you know what I mean. And then it's the dark. So people who get involved in like darker occult stuff, it's kind of like, you know what I mean, when they're doing stuff that is ego based and it's more of that occult stuff.
I see what you mean.
But I truly believe that it's a spiral. That's the way I see it for me. And that's how I kind of, when I'm channeling, I literally feel myself going up a spiral to get to, and it's like I stop off. I explained this to you before, where I stop off and I see different doors and I go through what door where I want a message from. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Where did that tangent come from?
No, I get what you mean though. If you're led by the ego, you can manipulate energy and use it in a very negative way. Like for example, narcissists use this a lot to get what they want, especially in spiritual communities. And they try and, you know, just make up their own thing, or try and bring other people down. So yeah, it's pretty common.
Me and you've both had experiences with narcissists, so it's...
One of the question was, how do you spot a narcissist? I was like, me and Joseph know this one. Like,
you have to be through hell. You have to be dragged through the ditch with it.
Oh my God. I think every single spiritual person will attract like at least one narcissist. Yeah. It's just like the energy, because they like our energy and they try and use it to their advantage.
It's like a moth to a flame. That's the way I feel. I'm like, they just see that we are, it's like, if you think about it, our star body, it literally sees, you don't know this, but it literally sees the light. It knows who to go towards to get what they want. So a narcissist, that's their, I believe that, I feel like they're attracted to us like a magnet. Well, obviously it's definitely for anyone who's empathic. you
feel it. Yeah. It's draining. So someone said they had a dream about me. This girl called Ivy. That's really cool. We were talking about angels and how to connect with them. I feel like that's a sign I should talk about angels more, actually, and how to communicate with them. That's really cool.
I'm really sorry.
Do you have any kind of way you prefer to talk to your angels? for me, it's more like I feel it internally. So I kind of feel it in my gut, to be honest, when the angels are speaking through me. It's kind of like an internal thing. And I see loads of signs. So a lot of people ask in the comments, like, what does 1111 mean? It means like make a wish, like your wish is going to be granted, or you're going through something like a big awakening. So they definitely show you signs in the physical world. So angels love to like connect the dots and show you visuals, you know, even feathers and even like talking through people. Angels are amazing, you know, they really try their best to really connect with you. So you don't have to literally talk to them.
You literally just spoke it's so crazy. You literally just said, as I was thinking about it, they speak through people. And I was going to say that a lot of the time I notice like family and friends will say something that's not something that they would usually say. And I know that that is an angel. I know that it's, do you know what I mean? You know, it's, like, you know, someone's saying something and it's not, they're channeling, you know, it's not coming from them. And it's like, okay, I really need to listen to that. And it's happened with me where people who I never listen to say something and I know that that's a message that I needed to hear. That's happened before as well.
Definitely, yeah. And angels can't interfere in people's free will, but what they can do is put ideas in your head and then you have the free will to say it. I mean, that's what I think it is. I don't think they can literally like take over you, unless if you want them, you know.
If they're doing that, then they're not an angel, they're something else. And that's something that I think that people need to be really careful with. That stuff is like, no, you really need to know when you're connecting with stuff from, because there's the higher astral, there's the lower astral, there's so many different places that we don't really fully understand, but there's higher and there's lower. So I feel like people need to be very careful when they're working with different things, because just what you said, they can guide you, but they don't tell you to do anything. They don't say that you have to do. And if you ever feel like they're doing that, like, no, my angels are making me do this, they're saying I have to do this, then that's not an angel. Angels don't force you to do anything. They kind of suggest that's
and angels, they always give you a very calm feeling. Like even when I'm talking about angels right now, like I just feel so happy and calm because you know that they're your angels. If you're feeling panicky or like really off, then it's not your angels, you know.
They make me laugh all the time. They show me stuff because I have a really weird sense.
I know what you mean. They have a sense of humor, these angels.
I honestly, sometimes I laugh all the time when I haven't been working with angels as much recently. But when, like, all the time I would get signs every day, like even on TV, I would be thinking about something and then a song music for me, weird. It's just,
same. I literally hit shuffle and the lyrics are literally what I was thinking. And it's just so crazy.
Sorry, I can't see the comments because of my eyesight.
So no worries.
It goes to
so someone asked, okay, we have loads of questions, so that's good. Let me see.
Whoa.
So how do you attract abundance? So like money or blessings? I mean, I'm trying to attract money into my life and that's not doing a great job so far, but no, it comes naturally. I feel like you have to just believe in it and just wait for perfect timing. Like you can't just say like, I want money and it comes to you, you know? By raising your vibration, it means that you have to like do good, be positive and grateful. And I feel like the universe will naturally bless you. That's my take on it.
This is like my whole life. So I can safely say that for the first time in my life, I feel I'm not necessarily more abundant or more financially better, but right now I'm not paying rent, or I don't really have interest in buying like designer clothing. I've changed. So for me, I have all that I need, but that took a lot of work to get to this point. And for me, the number one thing that helped me was working on my root chakra, because that is where you need to start, because if you don't feel like you have finances or you don't feel financially stable, that's all in your root chakra. So you need to do it like a little bit of regression, asking, like, go back and trace, where did this come from? Is this coming from your parents or their parents? Like, you need to go back and find out where it's coming from, because you can clear it. That's like the best way to do it, but it's not always the way people do it. You can just literally start working with your root chakra. So like going out and walking barefoot and grounding yourself, like literally that's been so helpful for me. And also like listening to music, like being a human being, getting yourself back down here and being here, because if you want to be, a lot of the time our finances are hard to manifest because we're good at manifesting things because we're spiritual, right? But we manifest, like, I've had people before come and talk about stuff, and they were literally talking about how they had a job and lost it, the job that they wanted, or different things like that. And it's like, we are really good at manifesting, but we're not good at keeping things because we're not grounding ourselves. And that for me has been like eye-opening. And I'm like, okay, if I can stay grounded, the more things I manifest and the more things I keep. Do you know what I mean? And that's for me.
That's actually a really good point, because my root chakra has been really like off lately. Especially because I had to go through a lot of changes, like especially my career. Like I moved and I went to London. Like I was feeling really unsettled a lot. So yeah, I need to work on my root chakra.
And honestly, it's not like, oh, I fixed my root chakra, now I'm fine. No, mine's is way off again, out of whack again. And I'm like,
yeah, that's true. Like I worked on my heart chakra the other day, and then I just heard Raphael be like, no, you need to do more work. Like it's not just done. Like you have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with chakras. Just play some meditation music or like chakra cleansing.
Something I really find this, like, I should just say, I just felt like being pulled to say it. If people are interested in chakras and that's something that you really love, know that there's more chakras, because we're not restricted to the 7 chakra system. There actually is 12 chakras, and it's 12.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that. I was literally just going to say there's 12 chakras.
Yeah, I find that anyone that wants to dive deeper, they should always know about this, because it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like people don't talk enough about it, and it restricts us, thinking that, oh, when we get to the crown chakra, we're awakened. And it's like, there's more to it.
Definitely a lot more. Yeah. But like, which chakra do you think you mainly vibe with or like operate from? Is there like one particular chakra you're most comfortable with? For me, I would say it's like, I guess my crown chakra. I don't know. It kind of depends. I do feel kind of connected, but I feel like my other chakras a little bit off balance. But mainly crown, I would say, and maybe like third eye chakra.
Mine's is my third eye, definitely, because my crown chakra is overactive, and it's always overactive. And it's really hard for me to like get it centered, because like a lot of the time I go way, way, way beyond, like, and kind of get stuck sometimes. And that's kind of hard to bring myself back. So that's why I'm constantly having to go back down to the root chakra, because I'm always in the crown. So my relationship with my crown chakra can be sometimes a little bit toxic. When I know that I'm going off on something that I don't really need to be focusing on. Do you know what I mean? But me and the third eye, we're good.
Yeah, great job. You're doing a great job, yeah. I think a lot of spiritual people operate from crown or third eye chakra. And sometimes it's kind of hard to stay grounded in the physical world. So that's a really good point that you mentioned, that it's really good to focus on all of them, not just like say, oh, I have my crown chakra activated, like, yay, like it's all done. Like, no, you need to balance out everything. Especially when you go through like heartache or any sort of hard times, the heart chakra is really important, I think, like, especially for like empaths.
Actually, I would say my heart chakra is my favorite, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because your third eye like makes you clairaudient and psychic and everything and la la la, but your heart chakra literally gives you this the like euphoric feeling sometimes. Do you ever have that where it's like,
Mm.
have you ever had
I don't know.
morphine injected into you? I had to get like a thing done to my back years ago, and I got morphine injected into me, and it's not that intense, but there was one, like sometimes I'll see like an act of kindness, or I'll do something and I'll feel love from people, and it's like it kind of goes through my whole body, and it makes me not be as afraid. That's what kind of made me be a little bit more open and not like fear. Like when we're empaths, we think, oh, we want to stay away from everyone because we don't want to like get their energy on us.
Yeah,
But like that's a bad way to look at it. It's being fearful, and we don't want to be like that. We need to just
that's really true. Yeah.
because if we're
But
sorry, I was
do
just
you know
gonna
the
say,
12 chakras, by the way? Because I know there's 12, and someone asked, but I'm not sure what they are. I had a book about it from my Metatron Oracle, and it had like the 12 chakras.
I forget the names of them. I know they're like I forget all of the names, but I think there's one that is like completely ignored. The rest of them are up higher past your crown chakra.
Yeah, I remember. There's like 4 above the crown chakra or something.
Yeah, but
Or-
I think there's literally one between your sacral and your solar plexus. I think it's called the navel. That nobody really talks about that one. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think there's one there as well.
Yeah, and I think there's one above the heart chakra as well. Again, not sure, but I felt like yeah, I felt like Google about that because I'll do that as well.
Yeah, it's something that's not, there's not a lot of information out there, so it's kind of hard for us to say because I'm not 100% sure.
Like I recently found this out as well, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, we will answer personal reading questions towards the end if you guys are interested. So if you want to ask anything, we can pull some cards. I have my angel answers ready.
I have a whole load here.
Yes, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 love readings, career, anything you guys want to ask. So feel free. Let's see how many people are watching right now. 24. Okay, not bad. I expected more. Very disappointed.
You know what? People might come on a little bit later because it's.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I put my thing on public afterwards that people don't get the notif, because people usually do. So.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, do you want to go through more questions? We have one about psychic experiences, which is actually interesting.
Okay, yeah. You're really sorry. You're really good. You're multitasking, reading the questions.
Yeah, but you know my Libra moon can't decide. I can't pick a question. I'm just like scrolling through.
Damn, I'm a Libra moon too, so I know what you mean.
Libra moon vibes.
Yeah.
My mom's a Libra too, so that doesn't help. Like if one person needs to make a decision, we're both out the house. Like we're just no.
I'm usually just like, whatever, but whatever doesn't.
Literally. I'm like, I'll think about it tomorrow. Tomorrow passes now. I'll just brush it off again. Okay, so someone asked, what are your opinions on twin flames? I told you to prepare for this debate.
Oh no.
This is a big sensitive topic. If you guys want to put your opinions about twin flames, we'll read them and see if we agree or disagree as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what do you think about twin flames?
I don't really think about it that much anymore, to be honest, because it wasn't a topic that really resonated with me from the get-go. I didn't really have much interest in it. I didn't really get it because honestly, for me, we are all one, and the idea, this is just my opinion, but the idea of two souls being split into two bodies makes zero sense to me. Just doesn't make sense. So that was the first initial, like, my intuition was red flag, like, I don't really get that. And then another thing that I see this all the time, and I experienced this myself, like, I was in a relationship and I started to kind of look into the twin flame thing, and a lot of the things ticked the box, and I was like, oh, well, maybe he is my twin flame. So that was the kind of the start of it. And then I started to make excuses, and I started to be like, oh, but we're twin flames, so that's just, that's just
yeah, it's normal. Then you start to settle because they're your twin flame,
Yeah.
That's the
And
toxic thing.
that was the most toxic thing I could have done. And I learned from it. And anyone that comes to me for readings, I always just kind of try and guide them to understanding this, because you shouldn't let anyone treat you like shit for no reason. And you shouldn't have, another thing, people saying, there's a lot of readings, I don't like this, like saying like, oh, just wait. It's okay to say to wait for someone, but there's a time period. Like there's a period of a couple of months or something, because men do need a little bit of time. They're not like women. Like they don't just, they need time to think about things, because women are more emotional, men are more logical. So you kind of need to let men have a little bit of time.
I sometimes think I'm a man because I'm the one that needs time. Literally in every single connection, the guy's like, yeah, I really like you. And I'm like, no, I need space. And then the tables turn and then they leave and I'm like, oh, wait, come back.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe just my masculine energy. I don't know.
Well, I'm more in my feminine energy. So I'm too emotional a lot of the time. But
yeah.
What was it? Where did I stop? What was I saying? Sorry, this is.
Sorry. You're talking about like twin flames and that. I lost my train of thought as well. What
did I say? I forgot.
I'm sorry. I just bugged you. No, you're talking about like men are more logical, so they need more time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's where I was going. So men are more logical. People needing time, but people waiting for 5 years. I've heard stories about this, and I'm like, what? You're waiting? Why? What? Like that? That makes no sense. And so many people are adamant, like, no, I just have to wait for them. And for me, life's too short for that. So that's my opinion. But at the same time, I'm not saying that twin flames don't exist. I just don't believe with certain aspects of it, because I do think that they do exist. And I do think for me, twin flame is two flames together. For me, fire is kind of about the shadow, the karma. That's the way I resonate with literal fire, is like destruction, burning, getting rid of karma. When a building burns down, like a new building has to be built. You know what I mean? So twin flame, that's how I resonate with it. It's literally like, it's two people coming together to burn brighter their karma. That's how I see it. And then soulmates, like two souls that just get each other. So for me personally, I would go after a soulmate, if anything, because it's just.
That's true. I personally don't believe in twin flames. And it's exactly the same reason as you said, is because I don't believe that the soul splits into two. I feel like we are all born as whole. Our soul is whole, and we're not kind of meant to meet our other half. We're meant to go for our own journey alone, and we learn through connections as we go along. So no one is here to kind of complete us or anything. I feel like that's more of an illusion or a trap, that like you need someone in your life to complete you. So I think that whoever made that up, I mean, no offense to those who believe in it, but like, I feel like it was just more of like an illusion, you know?
Well, when you think about it, it's about control, kind of in a weird way. Like a lot of it, it's like keeping you believing in this really, I don't know, a lot of the things, it's just really hard for me to grasp, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I see why people do it, because it shows that they have faith in like perfect timing and that you two will come together, and it gives a lot of hope. But at the same time, like if you're waiting, like you said, 5 years that someone waits, it's just like, no, like you need to move on by that point.
Yeah.
So it's about knowing your self-worth. Like, don't settle for less than you deserve. That's really important.
Yeah.
And don't settle for just one person either. Like, be open-minded all the time. Like, there's always something better.
Yeah.
But there's always a shot with them as well, you know?
And I honestly don't know. I don't know any twin flame relationships.
Neither do I.
And any that have, I don't know, for me, I don't know. Like, I don't know any twin flame relationships, and if I've heard of any before, I don't think they worked out. And I said that I was in a twin flame relationship. It didn't work out, but I'm not sure. I don't really feed into it anymore as much. But do people still believe that twin flames are meant to be together forever? So when they do break up, they're going to get back again?
Yeah, they always believe in a reunion. So that's why, like, I don't know if you guys know about this YouTuber. I'm not going to mention any names, but like you probably know about the YouTuber I'm talking about, with the famous twin flame that they broke up.
Oh,
I mean, they got together, then they divorced, and they got back together, then they divorced. It's like, you know, this person's not good for you. So just because they're your twin flame, she thought like, you know, we're meant to be, but actually it was not meant to be, you know?
Yeah.
Someone wants to know about our scary experiences. With like the psychic stuff. I'm like, oh, should I go there? That's a whole big topic.
How deep do you want to go?
Oh dear.
Oh Lord.
I will brush on the surface. I'll just be like, well, my psychic journey has been kind of weird in the sense that everything came as a form of a surprise for me. I mean, I didn't choose these random events. I didn't choose to like go through these specific awakenings. It just happens, you know. But it did make me a lot stronger and more in touch with my intuition. Like what you were saying about you have to go through the dark energy to like go to the light. That's kind of what I went through as well. Like I had to experience some kind of dark energy, like seeing spirits and this and that at some point, so that I can tune in to my angels. So I feel like that was the scariest experience I had. It was just like being strayed away from the angels for a bit and not knowing where I was going, and then randomly like I was connected again. So yeah,
I think it's really important for people too to understand that with everything that's going on in the world right now, there's a lot of people who are angry about certain stuff, and angry at, we're all pointing the finger. Well, not all of us, but you're seeing a lot of people like getting angry for different reasons, like people not wearing a mask, people wearing a mask. Like this isn't the problem. And when you see really scary things that are making you afraid, like, or you're feeling like you hate a certain group of people or whatever, you literally have to see these people or see whatever's going on and just see their inner child and just send their inner child love, because the person they are today or the things that are going on today are not, for me, I think the whole world is waking up at the minute right now. And it's not, I think for collectively, that's what we need to really understand, because it's kind of intense at the minute with all these planets in retrograde. And now that there's a asteroid, I can't say the thing. There's an asteroid in retrograde or something, isn't there? I don't know too much about that.
I'm not sure, but I know that loads of planets were in retrograde.
Yeah. There's something about the energy now in the planet.
Yeah, I feel you, yeah.
Where there's...
Oh, I think after the retrograde, there was like another kind of retrograde.
Yeah.
Similar to Mercury retrograde, but it was like facing your shadow self, like going through like dark phases, like past traumas and things like that. So,
maybe someone will know, but in the comments, but there's something to do with like... And I was reading a lot about it, but I can't remember everything. But basically, the general gist of it was that the next half of the year is going to be very emotional, but in a good way. Like, it's not going to be scary. It's going to be very much literally getting over what we just all went through. And I think this is something for everyone to kind of look forward to, because I literally can see it. I can feel it and I can see it. And I am, honestly, I don't know about you, but I am looking so into like the next couple of years, and I can feel like love in my heart all the time.
Really? I'm not looking that far ahead. I'm just like, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
I'm more of a go with the flow kind of person.
Yeah, it's my dreams though. My dreams are like...
Yeah, it's like your dreams are manifesting. I feel like, the whole world had to go through that pause, especially with the coronavirus. I feel like that was a big kind of massive awakening. Yeah. And I feel like there are major changes happening. They said something about like 2020 is like an angelic year or something. I did hear it somewhere.
Yeah, well, 2020 is like 2020 vision. It's like we're all seeing clearly. Like that's how I feel about it as well.
Yeah, so I do see changes.
It has a lot to do with the crown chakra as well, because it's well, 2020 it's a 4 year, so it's the heart chakra. But then like there's so many weird stuff, like corona is also meaning the crown, and the crown is the sun, and it's just there's a lot kind of like different things when you kind of go into that, you can connect the dots. But spiritually, this was being talked about for such a long time, like this needed to happen. It's like we're going through an external spiritual awakening, like the whole world is kind of waking up, and it's kind of hard to get to grips with
and
it.
we are in the age of Aquarius right now, so
yeah,
Aquarius is all about revealing truths, visions, and just going through that major awakening. And during this age of Aquarius, a lot of light workers have chose to incarnate in this world and help people kind of move towards the light. So I feel like the spiritual community is kind of like growing a lot, you know, compared to many years ago. I mean, it was definitely a lot different back then. So
it's the age of information though as well. For me, I feel like everyone is starting to do their own whatever they want to do. They're working for themselves, or they're doing their own research, and they're thinking for themselves again. We're like getting our intuition back. We're getting back what we deserve to have, which is our gifts. Everyone is psychic. It's just it's harder for some people, but I honestly think you're all psychic. we are.
Exactly. Everyone's psychic. We all have intuition. Intuition is like your guidance tool. It literally tells you all the information you need. It's just about who decides to tune into it and who doesn't, you know. I got a year from now. I don't know why this popped out, so I'm sensing the world is going to change a lot like a year from now. Interesting. Exciting.
For me, the world is going to be a completely different place in a really good way. And that's not just my like intuition and like what I'm dreaming about and what I'm feeling. I just really have been looking into things, and I look at the whole picture, and I just feel like the whole world is going to change for the better for everyone. And yeah, I think the millennials, we really wanted to just push the button. Like, I feel like we were, you know, the millennials as well have trust issues, because we do. We have a little bit of trust issues. So we do our own like research on things as well, and we get to know a little bit about all of this and different systems. Like, I think applying some sort of a spiritual like belief, like working on the chakras, that's a system. There's spiral dynamics as well. I was talking about that. That's very interesting for me. Different things like that, or even just astrology. I think it's really good to just, you don't have to believe it for the rest of your life, but just adapt it into your life to kind of get to know yourself better. For me, I think that's good.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I feel like this is all about facing our fears. So someone mentioned something, the dark traumas is something to do with Chiron, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah, I can never say that. I was going to call it chorizo because I was trying to think on
I was like, is it Chiron? I don't know. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it's about facing fears and stuff. So a lot of healing work is necessary, and shadow work, you know. Someone asked about, do you have any advice attracting people you can't actually be with? So like third party relationships and stuff. I try and get away from third party situations because I'm like, I don't want to get involved, you know. Like, if someone has moved on, then it's just like, I'm not going to interfere. But if it's meant to be, they'll come back around again, you know. Are
they asking like if they want to attract someone into their life that's already in a relationship?
Being in a relationship with someone you've fallen out of love with. Yeah, I think they mean like someone who's involved with somebody else.
Okay.
And you want to attract them back into your life?
Well, why do you want to attract them? That's the first for me, that's the first question. Like, you need to ask yourself is like, why do you want to attract that person back into your life? And because a lot of the time it's like you're afraid of, I don't know, but majority of the time is if you're wanting to attract someone, you're missing a part that you didn't either heal within the relationship, or maybe you are meant to get together at some point. I don't know the situation, but for me, it's like you need to ask yourself why you want them back in. And if you're kind of being forceful, like if you're kind of forcing to want it, forceful energy is actually, it pushes it away. So you can't
That's
attract.
really true.
Yeah.
So you have to let go. And doesn't mean you're letting go forever. It just means you're letting go of the need to control the outcome. You're just giving your worries to God or the angels and just allowing whatever happens just happen, you know?
And
the more you push it, I feel like it's just operating from your ego because you're scared to lose them. You're like, oh, you know, what if this happens? You know, I can't live without this person, da, da, da. And it just like causes more off balance in the connection. So I would just say step back, let go, focus on you, boost your vibration, focus on self-love, and then they will come towards you if it's meant to be.
Yeah, I suggest like doing some sort of a guided meditation that look for something that would maybe bring that up, because a lot of the time the simple answer is to just go within, and meditation, guided meditation really does that for me. Just it brings up something that you don't expect. But yeah.
There are some meditations like letting go, dealing with heartbreak, like so many specific stuff. I like to do angel healing. That's like my favorite one. We can do like a lot of stuff with that, like go within, heal like all the chakras. There's like self-love meditations on YouTube. I do that as well. So that's really good. But yeah, the advice is put yourself first, literally, self-love.
Do you know what I've started doing actually? Well, I do breath work. I love breath work. But as well, I started doing do you ever hear of shamanic I can't say it. Shamanic journeying? It's like a form of meditation, but it's like it's deep. And I had
heard of that before. What is that?
It's like a guided meditation. Shamans, it's a practice that shamans use. But it's like a guided meditation, and it like takes you to the upper and the lower, and to kind of bring back what you need to figure out and what you need to realize. Which I don't know. It's probably not for everyone, because people have different beliefs and stuff. But I found it really interesting, and I don't know. I remembered I went up, and you go to different like levels of like so basically where I realized I went to like where the plants were, and I got there and I realized I had this dream a long time ago when I was like 8 or 9, and I remembered it so vividly. It was the creepiest thing ever. I was trapped on a little hill, and I was a little boy, and I remember this dream like instantly in this meditation. I was like, oh my God, I was freaking out. I was on a hill, and there was like just a gate. There was gates around me, and I was up on the hill looking out, and I was happy and content, even though I was trapped. But I didn't want. It was like my inner child didn't want to go beyond the gates.
Wow.
But then what I did was in that meditation, I went. Then it was up to the animals. I can't remember then, because it kind of got a bit weird. It was harder to see visually because I was stuck there. I was stuck with that part of the meditation or whatever. But I realized that all I had to do was call my inner child down and show him, like squeeze him through the gates, and he was free. It was just very, very weird. And
I've done something like that as well, but more like an inner child work, in the sense that it's more like healing, especially because since childhood, like I've had a lot of father issues. I feel like most people know this. So I had to reflect with my inner child and like go to the root of the problem and try and like imagine myself, like my inner child, being happy with like a father figure. And in that moment, I felt like my inner child was just already healing automatically. It was just that feeling, you know? So going back to your inner child is so important. Like really important. It's like our inner child has like specific needs, but then as we grow older, like we try and like avoid that because we're trying to mature, and like we disconnect from our inner child, but it's always good to go back to it, you know?
If you think back to your childhood, a lot of the things that you used to do were very psychic. If you think, do you have that? Like a lot of this stuff that I used to do as a child, I was like, whoa, I was psychic. And
Yeah.
then as I got older and I don't know, your teenage society makes teenage years very, very difficult. And that's just, for me, that's the way it's been. It's easier to society makes it really hard for teenagers. Like body confidence, sexuality, everything. They make it really hard for teenagers. And because when your hormones are changing, that's the best time to just completely mess with people's heads, like the media and everything, and like pop culture. That's what they do to teenagers, and then that's how they lose part of their spirituality, their childhood. It just completely kind of shuts out. And I think when you think back to your childhood and different things that you used to do, you were psychic. You were always psychic. You just have forgotten. Even that's something, when people talk about like all you need to do is remember.
Yeah.
It's not remembering past lives and all of that. It doesn't have to be that deep. It's literally just remember different aspects of your childhood. And some people find it really hard to go back to their childhood because they had a lot to deal with. So that's when you try to do a bit of meditation and stuff, because it does come up. It's just, you need to have the intention to want to go back there.
Exactly. It's about the intention.
Yeah. I literally go back and hug when I have a memory from the past, I always just go back and in my thoughts, I just hug my younger self.
That's so healing.
Yeah.
I've done that as well.
Yeah.
It feels great.
Yeah.
Someone asked, how did you first discover you were an empath? Kind of like, how did you discover you were a psychic? Because for me, it was more like blended in. Like I could feel people's energies, and that was me being psychic. But since I was 5, I had like spiritual experiences, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. So like I knew instantly like what someone was thinking about me. If someone was lying, at that age, it was just kind of crazy. But yeah, as an empath,
I think you see, it's hard because
I didn't know I was an empath back then. I was just sensitive to energies.
Yeah.
And then later on, I've realized, like if someone's like feeling sad, I'm feeling deeply sad, like I can feel their emotions, even if they say like they're fine, Probably like when I was 17, 16, I would say.
Well, the thing about it is, I was always an empath, but I never knew what it was. So it's until you hear about it, you don't think anything's any different. Like I thought everyone felt the way I felt. Like I didn't know that people don't pick up stuff. It's until you learn that there's a label on that. Oh, okay, I kind of understand it. So that's how I don't really remember how I really found out about me being an empath. I just always knew I was, and then I kind of just slowly started.
And it kind of shocked me because I was like, how can this person do something to hurt that person? I could never do that.
Yeah.
And then I got really shocked. I was like, this person has feelings. Like I could never hurt someone intentionally, even like say something to make them sad. Like I would never do that intentionally. Yeah. So when I just saw other people acting different, I was like, hold up, maybe I'm the one like different, And I started to question like, who am I? What's my purpose? And then that phase when you're like, who am I? What's my life purpose? And you start like researching loads of stuff. Like the INFJ stuff, the personality quizzes. Yeah. I used to do loads of that because I was like, I feel different from people. And they were like, INFJ is like less than 1% of the population. I was like, yay, I'm special. That was like before my spiritual journey. I was like, Mom, look, I'm special.
I don't even know what I am. I think I'm INFP. I forget. I did the same though. I did the same. It's so funny. It brings me back. Oh my God.
Oh, you're INFP, right?
Yeah, I think it's the artist, even though I don't know.
I'm INFJ, but I recently did another quiz and I'm like E something. I've like changed my whole personality. Like beginning of spiritual journey to now, my personality has like completely changed. Like I'm the free spirit, like the leader / free spirit. It's weird.
Yeah. Let me see, did I have any questions that I wanted to bring up?
Yeah. I asked you a few questions.
Yes, let me go because there was good ones. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me
just like pick your favorite ones because I have so many right now.
How many people are there now?
There is 29 people. I don't know. It's still like stuck on 29. Can someone tell me like how many people are watching this? I don't know if that number. Hey, Cornelia, how are you?
Okay, this one. Nope.
When are you coming to London, by the way?
Whenever this Corolla is gone. No, I wasn't really. I was planning on going so many places this year, and now I'm just like, ugh. Like I don't really know
You're
if
like,
it's.
can't be asked. Are you still going to that holiday in November?
Yeah, well, we're meant to be. But it's very like now in Australia there's like a lockdown or something going on, so it's a little bit like I don't know. You don't really know what to expect these days, but
True.
I'm just looking forward to next year because then I'm definitely gonna. But I will probably come at some point this year, like
Okay,
maybe.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was planning to go to Arizona to meet one of my friends, but like over there is a red zone right now.
Yeah.
So best to wait, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I like this question because you asked me, but I'm not too sure. So I want to ask, you asked, do you believe in the evil eye?
Oh, do you know what the evil eye is? I wasn't sure if you knew.
I have it. It's here. Isn't it like, I have a little clock of Turkey. Does it come from there? Where does it come?
Oh, yeah. It comes from Turkey. And also Iranians believe in it. It's called the evil eye. It's like this blue thing. And it's got like an eye, and you put it like you can hang it on your door or like have a bracelet with like the evil eye on it. And it protects you from like jealousy or like people who give you evil eye. It basically means people who want to bring you down.
So it's like kind of like when people think bad on you and kind of don't realize they're cursing you, is that what it is? It like protects you from that?
Yeah. And some people do it unintentionally. So like Iranians and Turkish believe that like if someone compliments you like, wow, like I love your hair, and they don't mean to like give you the evil eye, but because deep down they wish they had that, it comes across as like an evil energy. And you know, maybe something could happen to you energetically, you know, so you have to protect yourself. So my mom has that in her room. I'm thinking to get a bracelet as well.
I do believe I have a huge belief in symbolism anyway. So I do believe in it. I've always known about it, but I was wondering it. I think that I thought for some reason there was more to it, but it is simple. It's just like it's protection from like people who are trying to wish bad on you, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. I don't know if I believe in this bit, but they said like people with blue eyes can like give a stronger evil eye than people with darker eyes. So I'm like, stay away from Joseph.
And this t-shirt's making my eyes even more blue.
No, but I'm not sure about that bit, but I do believe in the concept of like this energy, like you're transmitting energy to somebody else, you know, without you realizing.
This is interesting, actually. Have you ever felt someone project jealousy on you without them even speaking to you?
100%. 100%.
I used to work,
especially with my hair. I was like, what's going on with my hair? Back in primary school and secondary school, I used to get bullied because of my hair because it was like really thick, and a lot of girls used to like give me these jealous vibes, and I could automatically like tell if this girl was jealous of me or not, you know?
Yeah. I used to, when I worked in London, I worked in Regent Street, so really busy shop, a really busy store there. And I was a stockroom manager, and I had a manager above me, and he was just the worst. He was the most difficult person to work with because it was like nothing you said mattered, just really difficult. And he just really hated how I was basically very good at building the stock rooms and stuff, and I really understood like how things would work. I could see things working without me having to, you know, I just got it. And he just really hated that, and he would always stare at me when I'm doing something. And I remember this one time I was like fixing stuff, and I could feel his energy like projected on me, and I nearly died. Luckily the whole thing completely fell on top of me. Like it was massive. Yeah, and I couldn't believe it, and I was literally lying there with the bar like against my chest, only that the clothes were like leaning against me, and there was people on the other side. They came and like lifted it up, but people and their thoughts
That's
are
crazy.
powerful. Like I
It's
honestly
really powerful, yeah.
honestly believe,
Jealousy is like such a powerful
yeah.
energy, you know. But it backfires at them. So karma
Yeah.
exists, guys. If anyone's jealous of you, like it just backfires.
Yeah, well, he got fired, so
You're like, yes. I don't know what happened to those bullies, but I'm pretty sure I'm living my best life right now.
yeah.
But yeah, what was I gonna say again? Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you a question. I was like gonna say, do you feel when people are like thinking about you heavily? Like, do you feel their energy if someone's like thinking a particular thought about you and it just pops up in randomly? Because I have that a lot, and I'm thinking, is that normal for me, or am I just like really psychic and just picking up on these energies?
I do get that a lot, but sometimes I never really thought of it too much. So I always thought that it was like, I used to think,
Like for example, if someone's stalking my social media, like checking my pictures, I don't know why, I just feel like an energy, and I'm like, yeah, I know it's that person. So like, I don't have to check who's stalking. Like, I just know. I don't know if it's just
I know
me.
what you mean. I do know that as well. I get that sometimes too. And as well, a lot of the time I'll think on someone and they'll message me, but I'm not sure if that's, like that's like law of
Manifesting.
yeah, it's like law of attraction, like 2010 or something.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I don't know, because for me, I trust my intuition, so I do believe that I was right with my assumption in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? And also, I kind of try and ask questions like to see, was I right? But it's hard to know. Like, it is hard because you can't just say to someone, "Oh, were you thinking of me?" or whatever.
True, because sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm like, is this my thoughts or is it actually them? But sometimes I get like an intense feeling. I'm like, yeah, it's them.
Yeah.
But I try not to tune into it so much, because you never know what happens.
Yeah. One of your other questions: are you more clairaudient, clairvoyant, or clairsentient? What is clairsentient? Because I always get that confused with. Is that?
So clairsentient is like you can pick up energies and like feel emotions. So it's basically like being an empath,
Okay.
but it's more on a psychic level. So like if you see a card, you can pick up energies in the card and feel it. I feel like that's you.
That is me.
And I feel like you're clairvoyant as well because you can visualize things. Whereas with me, I'm clairsentient as well, but I'm more clairaudient, so I can hear things very well, even in my intuition. Like if something's off, then I can definitely hear it. But like in the order, like what would you categorize it as?
I would say I'm clairsentient. And then, yeah, definitely, because I really like, I literally connect with everything. Like I talk to my plants, I talk to the trees. Like I can literally feel it. And that's
actually really cool.
That sounds crazy to people, but I literally like, I feel the land. And that's why the only tattoo I have a tattoo of the element earth. Because I literally connect with the earth. I don't know. I walk into a forest and I can feel the energy. Like I feel the trees. Like
you are very, very clairsentient then.
Yeah, that's why I have this because it just reminds me of a place that I was in America before, and I just was walking through the forest and it was like, oh my God, it was amazing. But
that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like with crystals, someone asked, are there any crystals we can use to protect ourselves from negative energies? I'm not sure about the names, but there's something called like black tourmaline or something like that. I don't know if that protects you. I'm not a pro on this, but I do sense a lot of positive energy coming from crystals. I just pick up on any crystal and I just like feel like a healing energy. But if you know anything.
I don't know too much. Again, with crystals, I don't really look into what they're good for too much. But one that I do, I just kind of connect with the crystals myself. Like the same thing as what you were saying. Just I go by colors and how I feel about them. So like, if it's red, I know it's chakra, so I know it's more grounding. Like that's the way I kind of connect with it.
Oh yeah, someone said it's tourmaline. Yeah, that's the word.
The one that I really love though for transmuting negative energy is hematite, it's called. It's really
Oh, is that?
I'm not sure. It's like
What color is it?
it's over there, but my table's in the way, so I'm gonna fall over the table if I jump.
It's
But
fine.
it's like black, and it's kind of, there's different forms of it, but my one's like really bubbly. It's really cool as well, but that's probably my favorite crystal for protecting yourself if you don't have like the evil eye. That's like one of my favorites.
Okay, I'll keep a note of that.
Yeah.
But my favorite one is probably like, I really love the rose quartz because it doesn't just represent love, it's like self-love, it's unconditional love. And like when you need healing, the rose quartz is like really good for healing. So yeah, I'd recommend
Probably
that.
my favorite crystal, actually, rose quartz.
Yeah, same. Rose quartz.
And
So
the color pink is like the most, it's like one of the first colors, or whatever you want to, how you want to describe it, but it's most ancient. It's like the most, it's one of the oldest colors. So I think that's why. Yeah, pink is like a really ancient, I don't know how to describe that, but it's one of the first colors, if you want to, I don't know how to describe that, but I looked into that before, and it's really interesting.
Yeah. So how long have we been going live for?
Oh my
do you
gosh,
want to start doing like personal reading questions, or do you want to do more questions? I mean, it's really up to you.
Yeah,
my mom's gonna come back in like 15 minutes, so I feel like I'll leave in like 15 minutes, if that's all right.
Perfect. Yeah. You can go first then.
With what? With the questions, or
with yeah, if anyone wants to ask like a question, like a pick, I was gonna say pick a card, but I meant.
Okay. But how do you want to do it? Do you want to both answer for one person, or shall I pick one for me, one for you?
Yeah, we can just do one each, maybe. Maybe how do we choose them though?
Yeah, exactly. Indecisive energy. I want to ask a question. Do I have any feature with the person on my mind? Okay, so we can both answer it and see if we come to the same conclusion.
Sorry, maybe? What was the question? Me and my multitasking. I was trying to read.
It's fine. Do I have a feature with the person on my mind?
Okay.
I'm hearing yes, but I'm not sure yet. Let me just get some cards. Okay, so I'll answer first and you'll see if you pick up the same energy. Okay, so for you, I'm feeling that you need to listen to your intuition, because I do feel like there's a strong spiritual connection between you two, and I'm sensing that you two will come together in the perfect timing. So don't stop, carry on going. There is definitely a strong spiritual connection here. So the angels kind of want you to remain positive about it. And I feel like one party will be taking action. I feel like, yes, your intuition knows this one. So if you're sensing this person's energy, then yes, I do see there's a possibility for a future, but nothing's set in stone either, but I'm just saying yes.
For me, I feel like this is the hardest point that you've ever gotten to, where it feels like you're at the end or something. You know there's something coming, but your ego is telling you it's the end. The end, as if it's not, you're not going to. For me, that's what I'm picking up, but it's your ego is making it worse, because I feel like something really great is coming from this, and it's just this year for me is about, I have safe home as well here, so I feel like being grounded and staying centered is one of the most important things right now, and just maybe having a little bit of a stronger connection with your family is really going to help too, because I feel that you're going through sort of a different path right now that you're kind of afraid of. That's what, for me, that's what I feel like you're most afraid of, is this new beginning, because I sense, I don't see too much into this, because I feel like it's not what my spirit guides is telling me. It's not what you need to focus on too much right now. You need to focus on your own path, because at the minute you want to, it's like you want to just take a shortcut and run out the side or something. That's the way I'm picking it up.
It's interesting how you read versus how I read. I'm just noticing. Why? I can feel you're like imagining you in the moment. Yeah. And you're just like, yes, this is what I see. Whereas I'm more like, this is like what I'm hearing, bam, 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 bam. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's interesting. I just,
you talk like it's as if it's coming at you, like, and you're
it
like,
literally, imagine like a crowd of angels around me and they're all saying stuff, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, okay, this is the information. I'm like, slow down.
yeah, like I always thought though that I wasn't a visual person, but again, it's like me being an empath. I didn't realize that I didn't realize that people weren't always as sensitive to energies as I was. But it's the same. I thought I wasn't visualizing correctly, but I get what you mean now, because I literally just kind of zone out and I'm like,
Yeah, because I've noticed that. It's really cool how we both have like a different reading style.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, everyone's asking so many questions. Should we like go for like, I mean, maybe like 3-4 questions, maybe? Yeah. So I'm just gonna pick randomly, guys. Let's see. Indecisive, sorry. Give me a minute. I'm like, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings, but I also want to do this question. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. This is very stressful for me.
I'm surprised I didn't have to go to the toilet. You know me and my peeing.
I'm surprised as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm stressing out. Okay. Okay, someone asked, okay, is he the one?
Okay.
Okay, is he the one? Okay, you can go first this time.
Okay. That's a really, really deep question though for like a few minutes.
I love how I could have gone for like another lighthearted one, but I chose this.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I need one more.
No worries. I'm just going to get my cards ready as well. I'm automatically seeing you have 2 options, but I feel like you're probably ignoring that because you want to set on this person, but that's kind of what I'm getting so far.
I'm picking up the same. I feel like I'm not sure of your age, but I feel like as you mature, you'll realize, or as you do different things, it's spiritually for me, and things that you're interested in, you'll realize that there's more to it, and you're going to want different things. That's what I'm picking up. I feel like you both have different things that you like to do, so hobbies. I'm sensing that this person is someone who likes to do a lot of things like with their hands, or they're some kind of a builder or something, and you are more of the, I don't know, it just feels like there's differences here, so I'm not sure.
I feel like what you mean is there's something better coming. As you mature, you'll probably attract something better. Yeah,
that's what I'm picking up. And I feel like at the minute, everything is very balanced with both of you. I feel like it's good, but it's going to get better. So either this person is going to grow for me. I'm not sure yet, because everything can change. But what I'm seeing is like you will grow out of, I don't know. What are you picking up? Because that's kind of confusing for me.
I'm just seeing that this connection is meant to teach you spiritual growth. So I feel like as you spiritually ascend, there is something better on your path. I'm seeing up to 3 options, but it's really up to you. And the angels kind of don't want you to settle because you're still growing and you're still learning. So as you spiritually ascend, then you will attract that one for you, you know, just keep your options open. But I'm seeing you're very set on this person. So the angels are just saying, just be patient with it. But like also keep your options open, because there's always something better. Even if you feel like you've met like the ultimate true love, there's always something better than that. There's never like a ending, you know, there's always more that you can get.
I know what I'm feeling now. I feel like you're coming out of I feel like your circle of friends or people that you used to hang around has changed, and you've come out of your cage. I literally see you coming out of a cage, as if you're changing and you don't realize you're changing, but it will slowly over time all come together. So just at the minute, I'm not sure. I don't know. What are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like it's kept a mystery, because if readers are not sure, I'm just guessing it means that just keep an open mind. Anything can happen. It's not like yes or no.
Yeah.
So, like, you'll see over time, basically. That's kind of what I would.
Yeah.
I kind of want you to read for me now.
Me?
Maybe later. Yeah, you read for me. Because I feel like you can pick up on something that I'm not feeling, like, energetically. I don't know if you want to do that, like, later.
Yeah,
but...
definitely.
Okay, so we'll pick 2 more, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, because I think my bladder's about to bust, but I'm still drinking.
I mean, you can go if you want. I'll just
no, I'm joking. It's not that bad. It's just, you know, it's there, but it's.
I'm
going to choose this deck. No, I don't.
Oh, someone said, love both of you.
Oh,
I
thank
wish
you.
you saw my comment. I want to know the feelings of the person in my mind and the future of our connection. Okay, so what are they thinking and feeling, and what's the future of this connection? So shall I go first?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, so let's see. What's this person feeling about you? Okay, so this person has seen that you've glowed up in some sort of way. I feel like this person does view you as someone who's very beautiful, very angelic. I feel like you have this very healing energy, and this person thinks that you're a lot of fun, and they really like the way that you present yourself, the way that you dress as well. I feel like this person's waiting for you to make the move, because I got waiting for news. So I feel like this person wants something more with you, but it kind of depends on perfect timing. So the angels want you to just keep an eye out within the next few months. There's going to be an opportunity coming for you in romance. I feel like that part is kept a mystery. So the future is like kept a mystery right now. But if you're going through any temporary problems, just don't worry about it right now, because I feel like this month you're meant to go for a little bit of a pause. But then over time, I am seeing that you're going to get out of the situation and you're going to be attracting romance. So that's really good. You're definitely going to go out and have fun. I'm just seeing like fun celebration coming to you. So that's really good. So the future's a mystery, but I feel like this person does really like you. Yeah,
I definitely picked that up as well. I feel like you definitely make him feel very comfortable, and he sees you as someone who he definitely can have a future with, because he's that comfortable with who you are as a person. And I feel like whatever's happened in the past, it's going to come up. I feel like this is past though. So whatever has kind of been there, like something that's come up again, it might have been to do with Mercury retrograde, but I'm really feeling that just there's certain people that are getting involved and kind of having an opinion that's not maybe necessarily the best thing for you right now. I'm picking that up, and I see that that's going to change. I have new beginnings here. I see that you're becoming the person that you were always meant to be, but there's still more to go here. I feel like there's a little bit of problems with this person and his work. Because I feel like there's maybe there's a little bit of stress with finances at the minute, and that's what's causing a bit of tension, but that's going to all go away, and he really, really likes you, but at the minute you just need to give him a little bit of time to feel safe, because I just feel like that's what they need right now. That's what I'm picking up anyway.
I kind of got that energy as well. Like there was some kind of temporary pause or kind of worry going on.
Yeah, someone's masked. Someone's literally going to be showing their true self as well. That's kind of being a bit of a problem. I'm seeing that, like, not bad, so it's nothing to worry about, but I just see like someone really showing their true side. So yeah,
I feel like it's communication coming through, because as soon as you said that, I got communicate clearly. So maybe they're going to say something to you. You know, just maybe keep an eye out. Let me see what it is though. Yeah, it says a wish of yours will be granted. I feel like it will be a good outcome. It's nothing bad or anything. So one more.
I felt energy. I felt angels around that person, and I don't usually pick up on that, but I definitely felt you have 2 angels around you, so something to kind of connect with.
Ooh,
yeah.
Interesting. Someone asked, what do the angels want to tell me? Okay, I'm gonna get my Archangel Metatron cards. I love angel messages. So the angels want to tell you that you're doing a great job right now. All you have to do is just prioritize your work, because I'm seeing that you're actually building yourself up to the top, and the angels want to remind you that you're actually doing a great job right now. You are ascending, and I feel like the angels want you to put more time and effort for your finances, I'm hearing, but also kind of focusing on balancing out your chakras as well. They kind of want to sit down and reflect and try and do some internal work. And there is someone here that wants to come back into your life. I feel like this person's seeing that you have a lot of like self-love for yourself. And it says here, self-love and nurture. So yeah, I feel like this person is gonna want to come forward. Let's see who this is. Oh, my angel's gonna tell me who this is. Yeah, it's kind of someone that noticed that you changed for the better. And they were a little bit wishy-washy with you. They could have some fire in their chart or earth in their chart. But yeah, the angels kind of want you to listen and take note of any messages that you're hearing, because I'm sensing that you could be very clairaudient. So yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. You're probably going through some spiritual awakening right now. Let's see. Yeah, I got like birthing the new. So yeah, you're probably going through some big changes right now internally. Yeah. Anyways, let's see what you have to say.
Okay. I don't have my angel card, so I was literally just kind of connecting. The first thing that I hear is guilt. So there is definitely some of, you need to work a little bit on your sacral chakra is what I'm hearing. And I'm also seeing that, you know, you feel like you need to do stuff a certain way. And I feel like this has to do with work. You're really stressing yourself out about finances and stability and everything. And you're feeling guilty about taking time out to snuggle up on the couch, or just having a little bit of your own time and treasuring that. I feel like you don't let your mind switch off. And the angels just want to say that it's okay to just stop, especially because like the world right now has basically stopped. So you should also take some time to just stop, is what I'm hearing. I'm also seeing that your perception is just different, and you need to now try and think on like how you can change your perception on things, because we can all do it at any point just by making the decision. And your angels are saying there's something that you're looking at, and a situation. I think for me it's to do with finances or work. That's what I'm picking up. But they're saying like you can get organized, but don't dedicate your whole day to doing that. They want you to take time out, take a break, have a cup of tea, sit down, watch some TV, not the news, but watch some TV. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to pull one of these because this is the only.
You know, my angels were like, "Yes, you're accurate here." I just pulled that.
I just want to pull.
I just felt that. I was like, that was really spot on. Like,
yeah,
that was really good. Because when I was talking about priorities and like prioritizing, organizing, and I had finances, like you just connected the dots there. So that was really good.
A blessing of the waters. Remember this, because this is going to be something that you'll remember in the future. Water has a big part to play with the financial thing that's going on in the world right now. We don't know too much about it, but a lot of things are going to change. Connect with water, hydrate yourself. Literally, I talk to the water these days because that's like just me. I'm hydrating myself. We need to stay hydrated to attract abundance. Literally, that's one of the most important things for me. But just know that water has a big part to play with abundance, and just look into that as well. Connect a little bit more with water, the element,
really
because
good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
Oh, that's fun.
It's 8:30 now, so we were on live for an hour and a half. Do you want me to pull a card for you?
Me?
Yeah, I don't know, just to round it off. And you can pull one for me.
I'll pull one for you. Right, hold on.
Yay! I was just waiting for that. I was like, because it's always nice to see it from a different perspective, you know, because I'm tired of doing readings for myself. I'm just like, yeah, I can easily just say, yeah, this person is coming back. Yeah, da da da. It's like, is it actually true? But yeah, don't mention any names.
No.
Love life is kept a mystery between me and you.
I feel like something, I have this card for me. It says what comes around. I feel like you are at the point now where you're, whatever is went, just think back to something that has happened once and now it's happened again. It's the next time that it happens, that's kind of the end of it. And I feel like it has a lot to do with your mom as well, something to do with that. So I'm picking up that I'm not sure what the situation is. It doesn't feel good. It's not that it's good or it's bad. It's just something is coming together, and it's like the lesson for both of you is going to make you both stronger. That's a big thing. And it has a lot
picked
to
up on my mum. Basically, a lot of changes are happening in my home. So my mum is planning to marry her ex and move together, and that's going to cause a lot of changes in our home. So I'm thinking to either stay here or move to like another area.
Okay.
So I feel like my mom's making a decision, so she's like deciding. So yeah, interesting how I picked that up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I feel like it's nothing to worry about. I feel like you kind of maybe are a little bit like, oh, you don't know how to feel, but it's gonna be okay. That's what I'm picking up.
Oh, thank you. I was actually worried about that. I was like, no, she wants to say yes, because he literally like proposed to her and she was like, I'm gonna say yes. And she just said that today. I was like, no. I mean, I have nothing against him, but it's more like, I don't want to live there with them, you know, drama, this, that. Yeah. I kind of want my freedom right now. So
yeah.
But yeah. Anything about like
okay, yeah.
My love life, please. Because I kind of messed up.
Let me see.
Everyone's asking now.
I feel like you have to so like old school, but I feel like you have to call someone. I got the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you have to call someone, or not call someone, but get people's numbers. Like ask people for their number. It sounds so silly, but literally, like, I feel like you need to just loosen up a little bit and be a little bit more like fun with it, and you're going to enjoy it a lot.
That's what I'm trying to do, literally.
Okay, because I feel like you have a new approach is what I'm picking up. Like, I really think that the more you loosen up and have fun with it, you're going to just really enjoy it more. It's going to be more of like, kind of like not playing a game as in like, you know, in that sense, but more so like going out on dates with people and like really getting to know them, and, you know, not understanding, do you want to be like almost like an interview, not in a bad way or anything, but like literally just having a little bit more fun with it, not being like a bit uptight and scared to like say something wrong. Just be really open and free, and I think you're going to eventually naturally go into that anyway. I'm picking that up. Like, the more fun, like, I think even now you have that in your head now, in your subconscious, so it's just going to start to project. It's going to like have a ripple effect out. And hold on, I want one more.
I'm like in the mindset of like not settling, just having fun.
Yeah.
And then going with the flow, and then whoever I catch feelings for is going to be the one I settle for. But that's going to be, I'm not aiming for that, you know, just want to learn through connections.
I have a blessing to shield and safeguard you. I really think that right now you have kind of too much of other things going on, that there's going to be any drama in your love life. So anything that comes into your life right now for however long, it's going to be very light, and you're going to be protected. So there's no,
thank God,
there's no like karma that you need to go through or anything like that. Your relationship and your love life is going to be easy for me. That's what I'm picking up. It's kind of like your angels are kind of doing this so that you don't get hurt. I don't know. I literally seen like not letting you go for something that might distract you. Like, you know what I mean? Getting into something that's too serious. They're trying to keep you on a path of just kind of enjoying it for right now. Just, I see this for the next couple of weeks, just where it's going to be a little bit more focusing on yourself and just having a bit
Mhm.
more fun with it. And
That's really
I see a lot of messaging though, back and forth. So I don't know where that will go, but for me, that's how it's going to start. A little bit more flirting
Mhm.
back and forth.
That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Like I'm just starting to do that, talking to
Okay.
people, seeing where it goes.
Well, that's
And
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. Thanks. Do you have anything, or do you want to call it a day?
I'll just ask like this is interesting. Like I want to ask the angels what they think of how I've changed, because it's a deep question, but I just want to see what you pick up. Like, are they? I don't know, because it's a deep question for me, but I don't want to go into it. So.
Yeah. So I'm seeing that you went through a lot of changes in your life, and the angels kind of tried to stray you away from narcissistic energy. So did you ask like, how have you changed, or in a way that like, is it changing for the better?
Yeah, kind of.
Because it's all for the better.
Yeah, but as well.
Yeah, it kind of opened your eyes a little bit. It says here, like, you are more aware of like self-delusion, and you kind of know the red flags.
You're spot on. That's so
like you know how to overcome the challenges in more of a kind of realistic point of view rather than like fantasy land, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God, you're so
like,
right.
Yeah, like you've managed to see it in the hard, realistic way. Like you have to get from A to B, but it's not that easy. Like you have to go through the ups and downs, and that's going to lead you to happiness. So I feel like this is the realistic point of view. My angel's saying, yes, like this is the path you're meant to be on. And I'm seeing you just enjoying life, like just going out in nature, walks, having fun, taking vacations. Like they kind of want you to just have fun with it, because your soul is kind of like expanding, meaning that your soul wants to be free. Like that's actually what I'm hearing. Like you just want that freedom, like not to attach your happiness onto anything, and you're being led towards that. But I feel like you're waiting for some sort of message to come to you from the angels or from your spirit guide. Let's see.
Yeah, like I'm not. So it's like I'm not.
Want to improve your communication a little bit, like build that bridge.
Oh my God.
What?
That it's too long to go into that, but bridge is a very big synchronicity for me, so that's weird.
Oh, like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was drawn to show you this bridge. I was like, connect the dots. It's something about you communicating with the other side.
Building a bridge. Yeah. Okay. So spot on.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a gift, like a psychic gift coming to you on the other side of the bridge. And I kind of want you to take a leap of faith and like visualize yourself going through that bridge, not being afraid to kind of connect the dots, you know, I'm kind of getting. There's something about your ex coming through. And yeah, I feel like it's connecting the dots, that there is something going on here. I feel like your awakening is going to be telling you that.
Okay. That
makes sense. Some sort of like growth that you had to go through this romance, and you had to like focus on your goals a little bit better. So you're kind of transforming. I'm just like sensing that. Yeah,
well, there's parts of my behavior that I pick up through that relationship that I'm trying to work through. So that makes a lot of sense. But it's like, I don't want to go back. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go deal with that.
Because I got love here, because the feelings are pure, but it's more like you knew it was going to be unsuccessful. Yeah. So you have to kind of like untie the knots and try and see it from like a logical, spiritual perspective. Like, what did you learn? How you can
grow. I did that a long time ago. I was like, oh, that's it now. All the cords are untied, whatever. But I'm like, nope, it's not gone yet. So that makes a lot of sense. I haven't been ready to deal with that yet, but I know that that's the next thing that I kind of need to do. So that really helped, actually. I
got clarity go within. You're definitely going to get clarity when you actually meditate. So yeah.
Show me that card again.
About connection coming through. You're going through a big transformation. Like, I'm just sensing that.
Show me that card again.
Wait, which one? Clarity. It says go within, and then
okay.
Something about connection. So with this orange flame, this is connecting with Archangel Metatron. Whenever I try and connect with him, I imagine like an orange flame, like inside me, just igniting, and I know I'm connecting with him because he knows how to connect with like humans really well. So
I told you about, remember, his energy. He's on another level.
He is something else.
I haven't worked with him now for a long time, but it's very intense sometimes, and it's like, whoa, like a good whoa though.
I mean, I don't want to like scare anyone, but my recent awakening, I felt Archangel Metatron. I told you, he like went inside me. It's so weird. It was like his energy. It wasn't literally Archangel Metatron, but it was more like I can feel his energy, and it was more like a protection kind of energy.
There was a video, I had it was on YouTube. It was actually a video about coronavirus or something. And then I did messages at the end, but I had to take that video down because it got flagged or whatever, because at that time. But there was one of the groups, it was Metatron, and I literally felt a whoosh, like a rush of energy. It was like as if a train just went through my body. It's like
literally my feeling as well. It was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's something coming about your spirit guide, Clarissa.
Okay.
Maybe it's a little bit personal, I don't know, but she kind of has a message for you.
Do you feel anything? Because that's 2 spirit guides. 2 spirit guides would connect with that as well, though.
There's one coming through, and this spirit guide wants you to choose a new direction in something. I don't know what it is. I feel like you can go within and find that out. I feel like I was just meant to tell you, and then you go within and find out. Okay.
That makes I'm not sure what it is though. That's the thing. I'm not sure. I know there's something that's different I need to take, or a different way. I'm not sure what it is yet, but that's what I'll need to kind of try and figure out, because I do feel that.
Yeah, I feel like you need to sit down and reflect a lot. They just kind of want you to be free. Maybe something about location, like I'm not sure, they're not saying, but it could be like move to new. I don't know.
You could be a little bit right there though. I feel like I'm not free.
Yeah, there's something about that. I feel like it's just doing what makes you happy, maybe.
Yeah, it's not that I love being at home, but it's I'm older now. Do you know what I mean? I don't really like living at home. It's different. Yeah.
How old are you again? Don't know if you told me. 27.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like
makes sense. Like you want your freedom right now.
Yeah. I feel like I'm 16 again. Like I've been all around, and now I'm back home. So yeah.
Okay. Anyways, sorry guys, we can't answer all the questions, but thank you so much for joining this live. I had so much fun. It's really interesting.
And thank you so much. Sorry I couldn't say hello. Literally my eyesight is terrible. It's okay. I'm going to get glasses, but thank you everyone who joined. Oh my God, there's so many comments. Whoa.
Yeah, there are so many questions here, but I don't have time to go through them. But next time, we can spend more time doing questions if there's a next time.
Yeah, we'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll give people a little bit more time as well.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks guys, and thank you for joining. And hope to see you guys in another video. Make sure you subscribe to Joseph Moon. Thanks. Subscribe. Hit that button.
I promise I'm coming back. The new video on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, bye.
Bye.